This is an urgent warning to all Tesla stock investors. The last warning I did was on October 28th. And the last time I did this, some people were upset, but I called it urgent. Looking back, I don't think anyone would complain about that. The 16th largest bank in the US just collapsed. And I see some people saying, oh, it's definitely going to be fine. Don't worry about it. And I also see some people saying, oh, this is going to be systemic. There will be bank runs everywhere. Every regional bank, small bank is going to collapse. And that will bring down the whole economy together with Tesla stock, for example, as well. I want to break down what is actually happening, what are the chances of each scenario, and then what am I doing with my Tesla stock? When I look at the inventory levels of Tesla in the US, here they seem to be not great at all, but then you dig deeper and you realize, oh, this is just the Model X, which that does not really matter to Tesla at all. What was worrisome earlier is the Model 3 inventory, which did not come down for a few days, which before never really happened unless there was an issue. But this time it is coming down. That is great news. Model Y is still looking really good. And great news here, if we look at Europe, the inventory is coming down very nicely. Me as a long-term Tesla stock investor, I see nothing to worry about at all. So I am not selling any of my Tesla stock, but if we do have a systemic issue, there's going to be so much panic, and you will see people panicking again, worried about the economy. No one is going to buy cars anymore. People will lose their minds, and you will see even some Tesla stock bulls flip again. Because if this is systemic, then everything would drop probably, including Tesla stock. The big question now is this bank failure a systemic failure that is going to bring down the whole economy with it? Jerome Powell testified in front of the banking committee this week. Committee, do you see any systemic risk in the banking system because of the rapid rise of interest rates? And Powell said, no. Well, Silicon Valley Bank has collapsed. The first thing that you have to understand is that none of the government officials will tell you actually what is going on. They have to keep everyone calm, so no matter what is going on, they will tell you everything is going to be fine. There's no need to panic. There's no need to worry. And by the way, when people tell you to not panic and to stay calm, that is when you know you should be really worried. Maybe nothing bad will happen, but you should be looking into what is going on, what are the possibilities, and what are you going to do if something bad really does happen. And I certainly would not trust any bank saying that their liquidity position is very strong. I would not. These words just not mean much. For example, on September 10th, 2008, the CFO of Lehman Brothers said that the liquidity position was very strong. But then on September 15th, Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy. And the real question is, how big of a failure is this? There were 562 bank failures from 2001 through 2023. And how does this compare to 2008 currently? Well, as you can see, it's not exactly small compared to all other years, which basically don't have any big failures. Many people right now are saying this is nothing to worry about. It's all fine. And the consensus right now is that it is indeed going to be fine, which is exactly what everyone said in 2006. You would have been called a total fool if you were really worried. Here's what I am doing. First, I think it is very important to remain calm, which is also indirectly saying you should be worried. However, I am not selling any of my Tesla stock. I'm not selling anything. Will there be a recession? The consensus is no, but I cannot say that with 100% certainty. The billionaire Bill Ackman is saying that there will be bank runs everywhere on Monday. But my question is, does he have money with Silicon Valley Bank? And will he have huge losses if that bank is not bailed out? And then people with extremely large followings, with millions of people that follow them, I don't think can really say what they think, because if they do, that alone could cause a bank run. Imagine if Elon Musk tweeted, get your money out from every single small bank and put it to a bigger bank as an example. If you don't hold more than what is insured by the government in a bank account, then you don't really need to worry about anything other than perhaps if your bank does go bankrupt, then maybe you would not be able to withdraw that money immediately, but eventually you would be able to get it back. However, we should be worried about this. According to friends in the industry, hedge funds worldwide are calling their teams at work for Saturday afternoon, night, and Sunday. Mission is to select the best, lowest risk, highest reward, short targets among regional banks in case the government pursues the wrong strategy, as it seems they are doing. So even if everything, let's say, is fine, and there's no real reason to worry about anything, if you have these hedge funds short certain banks, and if they spread fear, then that alone could create a bank run on banks that are actually fine right now. And we have certainly seen with Tesla stock multiple times when shorts go crazy, that alone can force the stock to go down. And you may see the same thing here. The keyword here is maybe. Maybe nothing will happen. That would be the ideal case scenario. Hopefully this is contained. If you look at this chart, it would suggest that yes, it should be contained. And there are other reasons to believe that as well. But there's a real possibility, and I'm not saying that this is likely or that it will happen. I'm just saying this is a real possibility that if there is a lot of fear around all of this, and if a government chooses the wrong strategy and if things just don't go well, this could spread and this could become systemic. The keyword here is perhaps, maybe. Not guaranteed, not that it will happen. It's something to keep in mind. If it does happen, the whole market would go down, and together with that, Tesla stock probably would too. I'm not selling Tesla stock, but I am very prepared for extreme negativity if it does happen. And this is how it could look like. Panic everywhere. People losing their access to their money, losing their savings, banks collapsing, negative headlines everywhere, multiple videos on social media with bank runs going on, people losing their minds. I am prepared for that. I don't think it's likely, but if it does happen, here's what I will do. I will stay calm, look at everything happening, people panic selling, and I will keep all of my assets. And if the market drops a lot, I will deploy some of my reserves to buy more assets. Preferably, I don't like to deplete my reserves because reserves are for horrible days. But if there is a buying opportunity, and for us investors, it is an opportunity if it does happen, although for a lot of people, a lot of lives would be ruined, and that is very sad. But for investors, we have to remain calm, and if there is an opportunity, then we want to jump in. At least I would. Here's what we need to know about Tesla specifically. Does Tesla work with Silicon Valley Bank? And very exactly, does Tesla keep its cash? I would say that for Tesla specifically, it looks good. There's generally a lot of negativity about Tesla and nothing leaked. No one said anything that Tesla has money with Silicon Valley Bank, which in itself, it doesn't mean much, but that is good so far. I also asked ChatGPT, which banks does Tesla work with? It couldn't really confirm anything 100%, but it did mention the following huge banks, which is good. And what is really good, it did not mention Silicon Valley Bank. That is really good. But then also, nothing is really confirmed here. This is just probably, maybe. We also certainly want to look at Tesla's cash. This is the most recent Form 10K. And I kid you not, I am serious. The information that we need is on page 69. A few good things to point out. The fair value of Tesla's cash is actually good. This banking crisis started because the interest rates went up. That crashed bond prices, and now there's a liquidity crisis for Silicon Valley Bank. Tesla does not have any losses from its US government securities here. The fair value is actually pretty much how much Tesla put in these assets. There's a tiny loss, but nothing to worry about at all. Tesla's cash looks to be pretty solid. However, I'm not able to tell exactly where is all of this cash. Which banks does Tesla work with exactly right now? Ideally, I would like a confirmation that little or no cash is held with Silicon Valley Bank. That would be nice, but I'm not really worried about this. Currently, financial regulators are discussing 2 different facilities to manage the fallout from the closure of Silicon Valley Bank if no buyer materializes, according to a source close to the situation. If no buyer materializes, that would be not a situation that we would want to be in. I hope this is not going to be a systemic issue and that the market's open and nothing will happen. It'll just be a regular Monday with markets being pretty much flat or maybe down just a little bit or maybe even up. Because there is a silver lining. If this is indeed contained, the likelihood of interest rates going up is now definitely less. And that would be great for growth stocks like Tesla stock. I don't think anyone really knows with certainty what is going to happen, so be very careful. If someone says with 100% certainty, this is definitely going to be horrible or this is definitely going to be fine, I assume most likely things will be fine. But if they are not, I am ready. I will stay calm and I will take advantage of the buying opportunity. Because no one successfully predicts recessions exactly over and over and over again. They do get lucky a few times. And recessions never lasted forever, at least until now. But I don't think this time is going to be different. And this is the Tesla stock buying opportunity explained by Elon Musk. My name is Matt Postius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.